The T&G Diaries, how to delete a tree without getting into trouble. So here's your family tree, and associated with it is quite a lot of information, such things as repositories, people, families, media, sources, users, and branches, all connected to this tree. If you go ahead and delete the tree, what happens to that information? Those pieces of information start to fall away. They have nothing to connect to. They're discarded, they're in the refuse pile, they no longer have a tree to be connected to, and they basically disappear, including users that were connected to that tree. If you were connected to that tree, you also get discarded. And if you are administrator, you'll find you cannot log back into your site. That's why we advise T&G administrators to not be connected to any tree. What can we do about that? Well, here's our tree again. Let's say we happen to name the tree Smith, and that turns out to be a mistake. We want to rename that tree. Well, you can't rename trees in T&G. You can delete trees. So before you delete Smith, create a new tree with the name that you want, Tree of Smythe, and copy all the information over from the one tree to the other using GEDCOM and FTP and whatever other tools you want, and replicate the tree with all the information you need. Now you can go ahead and delete the first tree, Smith. The information associated with Smith now disappears, but that's okay. You've now got your tree Smythe in place with all your information. Today we're going to go into T&G and delete a tree, see what the side effects are, and protect you from loss of information if you do delete a tree. So going into our T&G panel, let's click on Users. We see that we got 3 users set up: Jim Benedict, Tester, and T&G team as our administrator. The first 2, Jim Benedict and Tester, you'll see are associated with the tree Benedict, the one we're going to delete. Our administrator T&G team is not associated with any tree, and that's how we would want to have it. Now let's have a look at branches. We have one branch set up, the Weber branch, and that's also attached to the tree Benedict. Okay, it's time to delete a tree. So going to the trees page, we see we've got one tree set up, Benedict. It's the Benedict family tree of North America, and we're going to go ahead and delete. You notice the 3 icons on the left. One is for clearing the tree, one is for editing the tree, the one we're going to click on is deleting a tree. So clicking on delete, it asks us to confirm that that is what we actually want to do. We'll say OK, and that tree is now gone. Let's see what has happened. Let's go back to branches. Our Weber branch has now disappeared. Let's go to users. We see that 2 of our users have gone. Fortunately, the T&G team as administrator has not gone on us. So we want to do some restoration. Let's go back to the administration panel. And note at the top, under important tasks, 2 new tasks have been added because of what we just did. One is create your first tree, because we have no tree in the site right now. And the other one is review 2 new user registrations. What's that all about? So let's go back to users. And note on the review tab, there is an asterisk on that tab that says we've got users that are pending our approval. What has actually happened is when we deleted the tree, those people associated, linked to the tree, got thrown into the review area. And here they are, Jim Benedict and Tester. So they're not completely gone, they're pending approval. If I log out right now, I will not be able to log back in as Jim Benedict because I'm in the review area, pending approval. Let's do the approval right now and get these people restored. You do that by clicking on the Edit button on each user, Here we see all of the information is still there. It has not been lost, and it's just waiting for approval. Now I can't add a tree to this user because I don't have a tree. The tree disappeared. There's no use clicking on the tree pull down list. There is no tree available there. But I'm going to unclick Notify upon application, hit Save Changes, and tester is Jim Benedict has been restored. Tester is awaiting approval. Let's do that. Again, the information is available there. As a contributor, don't bother notifying by email. Save changes. There's nothing left in the review area. Clicking on search, here we see all 3 users are now available. We're going to restore all of the information, so I'll show you a little trick. Going to the utilities area, just a few minutes ago prior to starting up this video, I did a backup of all my data tables, and you can see in the utilities area, this is where you can do backup and restore. What I'm going to do is restore my information, and to do that I will select all of the tables, hit the pull down list, pick Restore, pick Go. It asks me to confirm. I'm going to say yes, okay. Now that that is done, if I go back to branches, I see this branch has now been restored. The main tree has been restored, and my users are there as well. Now I can go in and associate whatever users I want with the tree that now exists.